Good Sunday evening, everyone. I hope you are having a great Sunday evening here on the 25th of January, 2026. We're going to resume our live coverage on major historic winter storm Fern as it continues to move across the eastern seaboard. The last bits of this storm causing a lot of problems across the Carolinas with freezing rain across Raleigh right now. We're definitely going to get a lot of power outages as this line of freezing rain rolls on through Raleigh into Columbia this evening. So we're expecting a lot more power outages coming out of these two states. We're still averaging at around 930 to 990,000 people without power right now. And wait until I show you all the latest footage of what I have gotten off of X with a lot of tree branches coming down. It's like, what would you call it? It's just like a war zone in some areas in parts of Tennessee, and that's all because of the freezing rain and ice that has accumulated on surfaces. It's just crazy with what we're actually seeing out there this evening. And again, power outages do continue to be a big issue in the wake of this ice storm, which is now moving into Virginia and the Carolinas this evening. So this is what we're seeing right now. Columbia getting some freezing rain and some sleet in the mix there. Winnesboro getting a little bit of freezing rain. We're also seeing a lot of heavy freezing rain in Raleigh right now. These darker pink colors indicate lots of freezing rain and sleet. Then the further north you go near Richmond, we are seeing some freezing rain and sleet accumulating on surfaces. We're also seeing some sleet up here in Philadelphia. You had snow earlier, no snow any longer because of that warmer air advection moving into the region. That has helped temperatures aloft to warm up, and that's allowing no snow anymore at the surface. Even so, your temperatures are below freezing, and you would think that it should be snowing. No, because your temperatures are above freezing aloft. And then in New York, it's just snow and some pretty heavy snowfall. Wait until I show you the live cameras that we have up here on screen. In fact, let's turn over to those live cameras right now. And the dashboard is a lot different than when you last saw it. So this is what we have right now. All 12 live cameras across the Northeast here tracking this winter storm. And you can see some cameras are just dark. Some cameras have a lot of snow coming down on them. And some cameras are just like, where's the snow at? So you can see here with live Doppler radar in the middle with those cameras all set up across much of New York as well as Boston. Took me a few hours just to get everything all organized because whatever happened with my live camera and with the whole system did not go very well. So that's what we had to I had to refix everything and get things reorganized. But yeah, this is what we are seeing right now across New York at the moment. Lots of heavy snowfall, and yeah, it's just crazy out there. So before we do get to the footage, I wanted to show you all just how much snowfall has actually accumulated. So let's go to snowfall reports, and let's go to with what we have seen so far. And you can clearly see here across much of the Northeast, we have had already 14 inches in some areas, and there's one actually area that has had 19 inches. New Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, 19 inches reported there at that site. Some of these could be a little bit of snow drifts, and it is still snowing here. Interesting that that's where the report came in from. Lots of snow there in that one location, and all these orange dots are showing how much snow actually accumulated. And if we zoom out, man, there's a lot of storm reports, a lot of storm reports of all that snow. You can even see very uniform too, pretty much where the models had most of the snow falling, pretty much in the Northeast. And again, it's still snowing in those areas right now. So we could expect another 6 to maybe 12 inches of snowfall before this is all set and done. In some areas, actually, yeah. So you have seen 12 inches. So another 6 to 12 inches is possible once by the time this storm is done. So yeah, 2 feet of snow, and it's going to stay on the ground for a long time because the temperatures are going to remain well below freezing for the foreseeable future, well into this week, into perhaps into this coming weekend. That is the 31st of January into the 1st of February, and possibly even beyond that. We're looking at the snowfall not wanting to melt. Okay, because of how cold it is. So let's take a look here at power outages. We'll kind of work our way through here with what we are seeing. So here's our latest power outage map here. We're at around 934,000 people without power. So definitely a lot higher than when I first ended the stream this morning. And yeah, it's pretty bad in Mississippi. Look at all of the counties that are in red here. Yeah, literally in some counties, we're seeing the entire county without power. Humphreys County, 98% of the people there without power. Sharkey County, 95% of the people without power. That's pretty crazy, okay? And that's where all the ice has accumulated. And based on latest storm reports that we will see if we can find here, but when I looked at these earlier, there has been already about 1.5 inches of ice that has accumulated. A couple of areas have actually seen 1 3/4 inches of ice. So the models did pretty good. The HRRR really nailed this one. The European model really did a good job at indicating how much ice was actually going to accumulate on surfaces. So that's what we are seeing right now. And then, of course, in Davidson County, almost 200,000 people there without power. That's in the Nashville area. So mass power outages are in progress there. Still in that area. And then, of course, over here in Hickman County, we have 97% of the people there without power. Man, it's bad. It's really bad in Tennessee. These 3 states really hit hard. Even northern Louisiana, look at all the power outages that remain right now. DeSoto County have not had their power on in some areas in over 24 hours. And then really in the Carolinas now, we're starting to get things accumulating here, all due to the sleet and freezing rain that continues to fall. South Carolina, 40,000 people, so that state is about to turn yellow soon. Georgia has 63,000 people without power, and in Alabama, where we have 13,000 people without power right now, and in Kentucky, 53 or about 54,000 people without power. So lots of states in yellow and orange at this time, and some of these states over here in the Carolinas are about to make their turn over to the yellow. West Virginia and South Carolina are the next up to grabs for a turn to yellow. And we'll see if that actually happens. But power outages overall are recovering, especially in Texas. We have 74,000 people without power. Things are beginning to recuperate there gradually, but not over here in the Deep South and the Ozarks, including for the Appalachians, where there is a ton of power outages that remain at this time. In Tennessee right now, 301,000 people are without power as of the latest report. All right, let's take a look now at at X here, and I wanted to show you different footage. By the way, big credits. I will mention.
That's my boy.
Oh gosh, that's loud. Big credits do go to Kentucky Girl here. Is your dog enjoying the snow? And let's click on this. And we're just going to go down the list here. So this is going to be, there's going to be a lot that I have to show you here that has been coming in since my last live stream this morning. So let's see with what we're seeing here. And poor dog.
No, my boy. Father, help.
You can see the dog there. Literally. Oh, that's a little bit of a meme. And then Stephen Quinn, Oxford, Mississippi, after significant ice, has downed trees. Has downed trees, power lines across the region. 3/4 inch of all. Oh wait, 3/4 of all customers in Lafayette County are without power. And take a look at this. Yeah, those are street light poles completely down. We got trees down, power lines just sagging and dangling there. Here's another one. Look at this tree snapped in half, literally just severed. One part of the tree over here, the other part of the tree over here, all due to the ice. That is pretty darn crazy. And here is another one. some ice accumulation on, or lots of ice accumulation here, bringing down this tree. That's crazy. That really is. And it's very, very unfortunate that we are seeing that. And some of this actually, let me zoom out. There we go. So you can see. And then let's take a look here. This guy picked up, and this is big credits go to Billy Bowling. This is Abden, Virginia. 0.8 of an inch of ice has accumulated here. Oh wait, yeah. Oh no, so that would be 0.4 of an inch because of the accretion efficiency around this branch. So that's about 0.4 of an inch of ice. Oh no, wait, maybe 0.8. It looks like maybe it is 0.8 because yeah, a lot of branches here look like they have came down around that image. Here is utility people repairing power lines here. It looks like this was getting close to coming out. Look at all the ice on this power line, just coating it. Literally just coating the line. Let's go back, and here's another one. Look at all the ice on this air conditioning unit. Literally. Yeah, that's a lot of ice. That's what a 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch of ice will do to your air conditioning HVAC system. Hopefully that wasn't damaged. That would really be bad if that was damaged, because then you won't get to have your air conditioning. And here's another guy. Big shout out. By the way, that is from Ryan. And then the one up there is from Jim Cantori that sent that in. Here is Alpina Fox. Look at. Oh, this is from someone that was filming this. Can literally, I guess it's a de-icer. So yeah, they're spraying it on there. Yeah, look how much ice, though, that has accumulated. And even that can't get it off very effectively. Yeah, look how he's struggling. Even with spray, takes a while. But you really have to work at it to get it off. Here's something that I found that would be very interesting for y'all is drone footage. Drones de-icing power lines. Okay. And this is from Bobby. Look at this. Look at that drone right there. You can see the drone de-icing high voltage lines. These are the lines, if they come down, they knock out big cities. And boom, you can see right here all the ice coming down. One more look at that. You can see what all is happening. So that is a very clever way to restore power to at least some people, even when utility workers can actually get out there and, and help restore power. But again, thank you, Bobby, for that. By the way, I did look for these, so they were already on there to begin with. But here's another one with a road, with a power pole, utility pole. This cannot. Let me see if I can zoom in on this. No, I can't. Darn it. But yeah, you can see right there, utility pole down, or it looks like a tree with wires on across a road, so you can't get across. You can't drive through. It's impossible. And this is from. Let's see what this is from. Lexi Wilson. Look at this right here. Lexi Wilson. You'll see branches, I think, fall. Maybe not. But don't stand near trees, please. These people are just risking their lives by standing near trees. That's what ice will do. And here's another one. Look at this. Look at the branches. Like a tornado went through. Like a war zone. Like just roads blocked. Logs across the road. Yeah, that's what ice does. That's exactly what you don't want to have happen. And so here is a look at how much ice has accumulated, and it does look like over an inch on this ruler or on this tape measure, measuring about an inch of ice that has accumulated. That is amazing what little sticks, like little stems, can do. And you get ice that really collects all around. It just really, it develops. It freezes. This is what I was talking about. Yeah, frozen shut. Frozen shut. You can't get into your car. You can't get into your car because people decided, oh, we'll just leave our car out there. As I stated yesterday, bring your car in, and no one did it. So look what you got to deal with now. Try to get into your car because it's frozen shut, which actually isn't good for your car when it freezes like that. Here's another one. This, by the way, that was from Matthew that sent that in. Also, Dandelion, and then George. I forgot to mention those names. And then this is from John Rich. John Rich.
At an inch. Trying to figure out how much ice we got here in Nashville. That is not snow, that is ice. So that metal bar is about it's right at an inch.
Wow.
So I would say we're maybe close to an inch, 3/4 of an inch of ice up here. Look at that. That's a lot of ice. There's so much ice, even the blades of grass are coated in ice. I have never seen anything like that. Look at that. Looks like stalactites. Wow.
Look at this.
Pretty much every tree out here snapped off at the tops. No. Magnolia's snapping.
See how trees look all frosty? That's not frost. That's not hoarfrost at all. That's not permafrost. That is ice. Ice, you all. That's not snow. That's nothing. That's ice on branches. Makes it look frosty.
That's what Nashville looks like right now.
So thank you, Josh Rich, for that. Let's see what we have here. This is from Megan O'Halloran on X. Hopefully, I'm allowed to share this really quickly, but I saw this and I'm like, oh, I got to show people this. This is because what we want to do is tell viewers and show viewers just how bad a 1/2 inch to an inch of ice can do. And look at that. Can't get out. You can't get out of your driveway because parts of your tree snapped. Look at this. That's crazy. Here's more.
There's a guy over it.
And then this is what it looked like right there. Seriously. And here's another one.
Crap. Everything.
So this is Max Claypool. Big shout out does go to Max Claypool. Look at this, dude.
Holy crap. Everything. Everything. It's covered in thick ice.
Crazy stuff. Here's another one. This is from Old School Eddie. Look at those power lines. Like literally, those are coated. Those are literally coated in ice. I mean, it's like an ice fortress. It's like you're in a different world, like an icy forest. It's just like, it's weird. It's like, it's pretty to look at, but until it causes it's pretty to look at until it causes problems. And then once it causes problems, you're without power for days. And this is what this does. This is probably about a half an inch of ice on power lines. Actually, you know what? I think that did cause... Oh no, this caused a lot of damage. So you know what? This was probably 3/4 of an inch of ice. Maybe an inch of ice even on the power lines. It does even look like an inch. It's hard to tell. But yeah, lots and lots of ice on these power lines. And there are still power outages ongoing, which I will show you here in a second, in Davidson County. Even so the freezing rain has ended, we're still getting trees falling down because of all the ice. So I would not expect power to be fully restored in that area for probably a week or so in some parts of the county. Look at these branches. They're just mangled all down. Like there's no trees left here. They're just all mangled and just completely snapped, all thanks to the ice. Here's another one. This branch completely down. Let's take a look at this. Yeah, we just looked at that and we looked at that. And so we'll skip that one from Fox Weather. Retimmer. Can't really view him completely just because he's really big out there and I don't want to get copyrighted, but he does show the ice on the trees there. Let's take a look here at Tyler Ellisine. Oh, that's the same thing. Okay, so that was just a repost. But look at the power outages here that evolved from poweroutage.us. Look at this. Watch what ends up happening here. Boom. Look at all of that. Just literally that time lapse of power outages developing. This is the way. This is from gums.com. Oh, sorry. Yeah, look at this. He's using a flame to melt ice. Look at this. This is the way to do it. Apparently, he uses fire on his driveway to melt the snow, ice, and anything. In this case, it's snow. Even a little bit of ice there at times. But like literally, look at that. Pretty cool. Okay, so this one shows you what exactly happened from Lexi Wilson. Got to show you again. You did very good at reporting this ice coming down. So we're going to click on this and you will see what happens during an ice storm. Let's watch that again. So you'll hear a crack here, and that's the next branch coming down. And that shows you the power of how large these branches are. Man, that's terrible. There was even some fog or some steam nados as well earlier today. This is from the National Weather Service in Fort Worth. Yeah, look at that. Even some fog or even some steam fog nados. Even when it's snowing and sleeting. Look at that. Yeah, I wonder if it was from that kind of that elevated storm. I bet you where that hook developed. Would not be surprised if that's where it was from earlier. But look at this. Definitely some activity there. And look at this right here. This is from, oops, that's from Retimmer. Oops. But yeah, Retimmer videoed or filmed a big tree branch on someone's house. Huge tree branch. This is from Tom Mulgoffany, something like that. Look at this snow plow that he used. Snowblower. And look at it, it just accumulates and accumulates and accumulates and accumulates. He can't even keep up with his driveway because it's just snowing so dang hard. You would have to have like 4 people out there keeping up on the snow blowing just to keep up with it so it doesn't accumulate and cause problems. Here's some deer, Tommy House, from Tommy House. Look at the animals. Poor animals. They'll probably be slipping and sliding out there in it. Here's another one. Amish Donuts. Love it. From Dennis. Look at this. They're just slipping. They're just slipping out there. Look at. They're just like they don't know what the horses don't know what to do. The damage looks like a tornado went through. Can't show him because that's max velocity. Actually, I'm sure max velocity would allow me. I'm giving him credit. Big credit goes to max velocity, but look at this. Literally damage. Literally serious damage. And this is what ice looks like on branches. See how they're all white? That's ice. That's not sleet. That's not snow. That's not permafrost, hoarfrost on branches. That is actual ice. And the reason why ice looks like this is because light is being scattered in all different directions. It's not... Ice has microscopic air bubbles in it, so it actually looks a little cloudy sometimes, and that gives the illusion that, oh, it looks like it's just frost. No, that's ice on branches. And when there's too much of that, look at, you get that. That's what you get. Like, look at this right here. Seriously, too much ice. And that was it. That's all I was able to bookmark before my live stream. So pretty crazy stuff when it comes to that. Let me see if there's any more that came in yet. Oh, yeah, look at this. This is from Kimberly from earlier. Look at all the ice on the power lines. It's just crazy. More ice on the power lines here. Actually, that whole utility pole snapped. And yeah, look at this. Dude, this is a road. Not so much of a road anymore. All these branches that have ice on them just caved in. Look at this. One block in a car, it appears there. And here's another. This is from Chase Franks. Chase Franks. Look at all the ice here. I mean, it's just crazy. Just what little can do. What little can do. Here's another one. Yeah, don't be standing by wires that could be live. One on a mailbox. Well, that looks like a telephone wire, but seriously. Hey, Easy, welcome back. Welcome back. Okay, let's get the call going. Let me call you, Easy. Why is it not allowing me to call Oh, there we go. All right, easy will be here soon. But yeah, that's what we got right now going on. Lots of ice there. Let's look at one more. Oh yeah, we looked at all of this already. Ooh, look at this. Look at that. Look how much sleet and ice that actually is. Dang, it looks like it looks like one of those like when you have liquid nitrogen and it's exposed to oxygen outside of the pipe, the ice will start forming on the outer side of like that, and that's what this looks like. Look at all of that ice. That is actually that's pretty cool to look at with all those icicles. But yeah, that tree weighs probably about 20 or 30 pounds, about 15 to 20 pounds heavier than if it weren't for the ice. And that's what happens when you get sleet and freezing rain at the same time. Thank you so much, you all. I'm glad you like the amazing pictures. Yeah. Oh, yeah. This is from Den Thomas 9 hours ago. Look at this. That is pretty. Oh, wow. That's crazy. That is crazy. So there is a lot of power disruptions. Looks like here's more. Rolling Fork, Nashville, Tennessee. Look at this from Nashville, Tennessee. All that ice just accumulating. Just crazy. All right. So let's go back and look at radar since that is a lot to look at. Let's go over to the camera dashboard. By the way, how's everybody doing? We will be live here for a while as this winter storm continues to impact much of the Carolinas into Virginia. Yeah, poor trees. I agree. Those trees are getting more dismantled due to the ice. An ice fortress. That's what I call it. All right, Easy, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right. Yeah, if you want to, we'll be live here for a while. So I got some good rest. So we're back running for a while here on the channel. But if you guys could please subscribe to the channel, that would be great. I don't think I'll hit 70,000 today, but we tried. We did a good job, and that's what matters very much. Did a pretty good job. So if you have not subscribed to the channel yet, please do so. $1 million without power now. Whoa, really? Let's go to the power outage map. No, we don't have 1 million people without power. Well, houses, 919,231 houses without power. But when that equates to people, there's over 1 million technically that are being affected. Well over 1 million. You didn't lose power. How is it looking there for your area, Easy?
Honestly, it's not bad. Not bad at all.
That's good.
Maybe a tenth of an inch of ice.
Oh, okay. But you
But
could see it on the trees and stuff, right?
Let me go look real quick. I'll be right back.
That's 2.8 million. Wow, Logan. Yeah, that's a lot of people without power. That's a lot of people without power. Average house is 3 people, David. Yeah, that would make sense. That's a lot of people without power. 2.8 million people potentially without power. That's a lot of people. That is a lot. So yeah, New York right now, that's where we're getting our heavy snow right now. And that's where some of the cameras are. Boy, people are just enjoying themselves out there at Times Square, hanging out in the snow as it's falling. I'd probably be out there doing the same thing.
Well, it's raining right now, David, but so I think there was ice earlier on the trees.
Oh, but that more than likely is all melted, right?
It's getting washed away right now by all the rain.
Oh, okay. So that's good. So you're definitely not seeing any issues, but with some rain in that area, that's going to freeze overnight and you're going to see black ice on roadways. So just keep that in mind. I heard 12 are dead, but I'll check now. Dang, 12 people are... Tell ya, you would be surprised. Ice storms do kill people if you are not prepared properly. Those are reported deaths. Oh, okay. Yeah. I think it's over 1 million home easily. We lost power here in our county. Those storms brought wind. Did any of you lose power, or did any of you guys get ice and lost your power?
We actually did lose power this morning, David. I just found that out.
You did?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah. Around 11 a.m. this morning.
Jeez. Yeah, this is really bad. This is unfortunate. I'm just getting whooped by snow. Yeah, you're up there in upstate New York. So yeah, you're definitely getting snow, and there's more snow coming. This little patch of snow in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania is on its way to the northeast. So you might get a little bit of a reprieve here of snow. Then this last good band of snow will roll on through. So expect another 6, maybe 12 inches of snow before this is all said and done. At least 6 inches. At least another 6 inches before all the snow is said and done with this winter storm. The ice looks beautiful on the trees, but I cannot ignore the tragic factor. Oh yeah, easily. Ice weighs a lot because there's weight to it. Vermont, Maine, and New York are getting snow right now. I'm trying to keep up with all of the states to get snow from time to time. Okay, Alice. No power, but no power below 0 is deadly. Oh, yeah. It's not 0 degrees in Mississippi right now. Where it's coldest is 17 degrees in some areas. That colder air is moving back in behind this system. But yeah, it is below freezing, and so any ice that has accumulated on trees will still fall. And maybe even a little bit of snow, a little dusting of snow in a few areas here will be enough to cause a little bit of issues. But most of the worst of this is already into the Mid-Atlantic. The Carolinas getting the brunt of all the ice right now, where it's 30 degrees. And yeah, this camera is completely covered in ice. It's terrible. Is that sleet or freezing rain going through the Carolinas right now? Some of this is freezing rain. Further south here, it's more than likely going to be freezing rain because temperatures here are in the 30s. So it is below freezing where it's barely below freezing. So yeah, you got 30s here, you got 20s here. Up here, more than likely in northern Maryland, it's more than likely sleet because it's 16 degrees there. So where there is a lot of freezing rain will likely be in the Carolinas at the moment. Well, yeah, in the Carolinas, that's where we have the ice. Now, all this purple here is freezing rain right now coming down in Columbia. That is getting severely impacted by freezing rain right now at the moment. So we are going to expect big time power outages to escalate. Yeah, South Carolina now, 41,000 people without power. So that number has continued to trickle up, unfortunately, because of all the ice. West Virginia's 30,000 people without power. Kentucky's at almost 60,000 people without power. We're at 302,000 people in Tennessee. So numbers are not getting better there. Mississippi, 152,000 people without power. Louisiana, 126,000 people without power. But Texas is recovering gradually. Not a lot, but at a gradual pace is what we're seeing. And speaking of those power outages, let's look at that here. For those that are curious, it's what we have right now. By the way, if you all haven't been here before and you do find these live streams very helpful, detailed, informative, I would really appreciate if you guys do subscribe to the channel. If you want to send a donation in to help support the stream and the staff that make this all possible, that would also help out a lot as well. Hey, David, what about Waycross, Georgia? So Waycross, Georgia, let's go to Waycross, Georgia. Let's go to Waycross, Georgia. So Waycross, Georgia is getting mainly severe weather. That's getting into the area. We did have severe weather earlier, but this line has grown. It's losing organization as it moves further east because temperatures downstream are in the lower 60s to upper 50s. Further south here is where temperatures are a lot warmer. This is where the colder air is as the front rolls through. You can see right here, there's your cold front that is swinging on through. Did the snow stop in New York City? No, it did not stop in New York City, and it has continued to be quite intense up there. Let's go to New York City where the snow is coming down. Oh, yeah. It is coming down pretty darn good in New York right now. That's the dark blue on your screen. Very close of seeing a mix here, but with temperatures that are in the 20s, this is more than likely snow coming down here in Long Island. So far, the mix line has not worked its way into New York, downtown New York. So it's mainly just snow there in New York City at the present time. Now, actually, let's go to the GR2 analysis because we can then see, because that seems to pick up a little bit better when it comes to different kinds of precipitation. So let's see with what we got. Let's see if we have any latest storm reports on how much snowfall that actually has accumulated there. Okay, yeah, so a little bit. Wow, interesting. This is actually well highlighted. So there is a little bit of a sleet snow mix, I'm quite sure, over parts of Long Island. You can see it on the map here. Here is Long Island. Actually, most of Long Island is seeing a sleet right now, but you get down into downtown New York, it is mainly snow coming down. Yeah, some areas here have had 14 inches. We got 13 inches of snow. So about a foot of snow has accumulated and more snow is coming down. So I wouldn't be surprised if some areas here get about 18 or 19 inches of snow by the time this is all said and done. And further south, it did snow. That snow line is working its way north gradually. Well, actually pretty much stationary now. So where this freezing line or where this mixed line is going to be where it sticks around for a while. It's not going to go north anymore. It's going to kind of parallel. So if you're in, say, Dunbury, Waterbury, Middletown in Connecticut, you're seeing snow right now. It's going to stay snowy and it's not going to transition at all as this line kind of parallels and moves into Nantucket eventually. But that is some good snow coming down right there. Some decent snowfall flakes. I have about a foot of snow here, Bobby Livingsworth. So you're more than likely going to be in the upstate New York or Ohio Valley. Paulding, Ohio County. Let's go to that. Yeah, so Ohio there, not seeing any more snow. Pretty much done at this time. Colder air has moved in on the backside of that storm, so it's definitely a lot colder. And actually, if we look at a camera, yeah, 11 degrees there. That's cold. That is cold. But yeah, nothing in the way of any snow. All the snow is mainly impacting the Northeast right now. Central New York here likely at about 8 to 10 inches of snow. Central New York? Yeah, that's about right. Most of the heaviest snowfall has fallen just south of Albany, right near where that mixing line is. It's where the heaviest snowfall has accumulated. No, Chris, no snow is expected there tomorrow. You're done with snow. Actually, I want to make sure about that. Yeah, you're done. You're not getting snow tomorrow. You are finished. Your storm is done. Yeah, it's pretty much finished. And most of this winter storm will be over with by like 10 o'clock my time tonight. A lot sooner than I thought it was going to be. So we'll more than likely live stream until all this ice is done. So probably we'll go live until about 8 or 9 o'clock tonight, since most of this storm will be finished, because a lot of the snow will be in Maine and, it's going to be a lot lighter. So finishing a lot earlier than we thought. I thought it was going to be more like Monday morning, Monday early afternoon when the snow would finish. There will be a little bit more though, but more like flurries, nothing too exciting. There might be a little more actually, but that's not that big of a deal. And then that's when the colder air moves back in behind the system. Another shot of cold Arctic air. Oh, yeah. Look how cold it's going to get tonight. Very, very, very cold. Yeah, look at this. -4 in some areas. That is dangerous. So how are you doing, Easy? Been quiet over there.
I'm tired, man.
You're When did you
Yeah,
wake up?
Oh, I woke up as soon as I texted you, which was around 7 p.m.
Dang, you slept a lot. I'm glad you got a lot of rest. I was able to get a lot of rest myself. I think, honestly, no offense, that was not a good idea to stream like that all night. On Monday, we're going to have to talk about how we're going to do, for future live streams, how are we going to be able to do that? I know Max Velocity, Ryan Hall, y'all, and the others don't do that all night, probably for that one reasoning, because they're just like, the first night, it's not that bad, but when it adds up, you get very tired. So we're going to have to figure out a better way.
I think we should only do that for like emergency times. Like if there's a huge snowstorm or something, like, because I didn't mind doing it. I was fine. It just, once you got on, I was dead to the world.
Yeah. I can tell Nate over there is very tired as well. He's pretty quiet. I'm tired to some extent tonight. I will probably crash. My adrenaline will be out of my system and I'll just crash. Like
But I will say, David, I think our streaming was pretty successful. Don't you think?
I think it was. It could have been better. It could have been better. I would have loved to reach 70,000 subs though. That would have been.
We're so close. We are so close.
I know we're close, but with 135 people watching, I don't think we'll get there. But hey, you know what? There's always a next time. Definitely by hurricane season, I'll be at 70,000. Definitely be at 70,000. And who knows, by the end of this year, maybe I'll be at 100,000.
I think you will be.
Nate did all the talking. Really? Logan? No,
I did. I did. I was the talker. My voice is almost dead.
Speaking of talking, we're going to need to have not an urgent meeting, but a meeting for future live streams and for the channel and stuff. So, and everything like that. Because we got to improve.
We can schedule one tomorrow.
What?
We can schedule one for tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow. Yeah, not tonight because we're too tired. It'll be tomorrow. Probably in the afternoon, like probably about 6 or something. So it's not too late for you. Because Mondays are always, I'm never busy on Mondays. So that should be not so much of an issue. I'm back to normal operations on the channel tomorrow to where I upload at 11 in the morning. Which, by the way, how do you all like that when I upload at 11 in the morning? I was thinking about doing uploads more in the morning like I recently did. Those videos seem to do really well, and people seem to enjoy those a lot more. Since I'm doing this full time, it wouldn't be an issue, though. It wouldn't be a big issue. I'll have to talk to the staff about that tomorrow. That will be in part of the staff meeting tomorrow about whether I should.
Yeah, Logan, I don't know what stream you were watching where Nate was doing all the talking. I'm not going to lie. I was talking my head off the whole time.
You were probably watching a different stream, Logan. Or you were probably so
You might have
tired.
gotten us confused.
He
Might
was
have
probably,
gotten us confused.
yeah. But I do care about you guys. I'm glad you guys are here watching this live stream. I think I'm the only one live at this time. I think everyone else is like, oh, I'm tired. This storm is basically shutting down and everything. So, how big is the staff? How big is the staff? We only have 2 people, but gonna see if my sister and my brother-in-law can get involved. Because I think as I get bigger, I'm going to need more people behind the scenes. Is this Radar Omega? This is Radar Omega that you're currently looking at right now with live cameras spread throughout New York.
I like this layout, David.
Thank you so much. But the problem with it is it took me 2 hours to set it all up, which the problem with that is, yeah, it's
A lot of work.
that's why I want to see if there's a software where it's like you don't have to because now when I use this layout, I have to make sure the windows are just perfectly sized. The Euro model does not have that storm at all. I checked it earlier today. That winter storm is not going to happen at all. There's a pretty decent chance there is no winter storm for next weekend now. That's the 18Z run. Yeah, see, there's no winter storm at all. Looks like going back to where we were in December. Nice and quiet across much of the nation, although these Alberta Clippers will make a comeback again for the Northeast. But otherwise, that storm that we just had, that's the real only big one. Let's see the GFS, see what the GFS is showing. Yep. There's no storm next week. No storm at all next weekend.
Logan, you will probably need to be involved in the staff meeting tomorrow, by the way. Just letting you know.
Yeah. Yeah, Logan, yeah, you should be involved. Because there are some concerns that we need to address about things. Yeah, so there's no big storm on the GFS. Let's see the Canadian model from this morning's run. Let's see if there's any big storm. Nope. There's this one that moves on through, but that one's really not going to be an impactful storm. Nothing to stream on. And there's this little guy right here, but there's very low confidence. So overall, I'm not too concerned at all. Unless this happens. The 18Z Euro has a bigger storm for the Carolinas. But that's one model run. I'm not buying one model run. I mean, that changed big time. We'll see if that continues to escalate on the 0Z model run tonight from the Euro. But the GFS, the latest run there, nothing big is going to be developing. Even on the Icon model, nothing big either. What's going to definitely be happening, though, is it's going to be very, very, very cold. Arctic invasions going to be coming out of the north. Very cold air will definitely be a big problem, especially on this latest Euro model. Has very cold temperatures very far south. I mean, yeah, you got some negative temperatures in Oklahoma and Arkansas, in Tennessee. Very cold temperatures. Yeah. That's the thing that's not going to change over the next 6 days. It's dangerous cold is going to be maintained across the United States. That's a guarantee. That is definitely a guarantee. Check out the coming snow levels in Boston. Gonna be wild, apparently. Yeah, let me check that. Yeah, so let's use the latest HRRR model because that's going to give us the final totals through night in the morning. And again, another foot of snow for New York City. Not another foot, another 6 inches at least for New York City is anticipated. If we go the extreme northeast, this is how much snow you are expecting through tomorrow morning. If we look at the 18Z run, keep in mind though that skews the snow that is still additionally that had fallen already. So this model did show 2 feet of snowfall in across much of southern New Hampshire, Maine, as well as Vermont, including for Massachusetts. So still thinking 2 feet of snowfall by the time this is all said and done. And even the NAM is showing some areas getting 2 feet of snow. And the Euro on board with that, maybe 2 feet of snowfall by the time this is all said and done. So that's going to be a good playful snow, they call it, where you get to have fun. What's up, Cloudy Jesse? How are you doing? Yeah, New York City definitely getting a lot of that blue underscreen. That's that heavy snowfall that we're looking at. So I think, yeah, we'll talk about this in the staff meeting tomorrow about future live streams for the channel. Because I feel bad. Think it was kind of ridiculous that we did that. Unless it's a deep emergency. Like if it's a high risk for severe weather, then that would be like a moderate or high risk for severe weather. And a ice storm like what we saw, like a 4-footer nor'easter snowstorm would be the exception. Like big, massive extreme events would be the only time we do round-the-clock live streaming. But the most we would probably do is like 15 hours or 16 hours. Like say
Or
from
during
like
hurricane season.
Oh yeah, hurricane season is the exception too. Yeah, I forgot that. Would be around the clock live streaming. Because that's a one and done event kind of thing. This was like a multi-day faceted event. Which by the way, we would do 12 to 18 hour live streams at most. So like if I started like at 6 in the morning, we would go until like 11 o'clock at night that same day. Not like, you know.
I will say we need to give a big shout out to Cloudy Jessie. She has been with us for almost all of the live streams that we've done the past few days. So big shout out, Cloudy Jessie.
Yeah, big shout out does go to you, Cloudy Jessie, for that. Also, I want to thank some of the moderators for donating as well. That really does help out a lot because I'm not doing this for free. I do pay these people to help me run these live streams and to help manage the channel, including to also pay the American Red Cross, especially how disastrous this has been. It's not easy. This is a very stressful type of thing to do, especially yesterday when there was a lot going on. the only thing we really do need to work on is retaining people with the live streams, because it seems like, not complaining about it. There are big live streamers. There's a lot of competition. There's a lot of saturation in the weather community with big events like this. And so the goal here is to keep you all watching without clicking away, which I can't help, so. But yeah, in the Carolinas, this is where we are seeing the freezing rain right now. Let's transition over to that. Columbia, Raleigh, lots of red and pink. That is freezing rain and sleet coming down, and that's coming down pretty darn good. If we look at our latest power outage maps right now, let's take a look at that. We're back up to 920. Oh, we're under 900,000 now without power. Texas, finally, it is coming down a little bit more. Louisiana, Mississippi still at 150,000, still almost 300,000 in Tennessee. But really going to start accumulating here in around the Carolinas, and for sure in parts of Virginia, West Virginia as well. Kentucky making a little bit of rebound recovery there at 52,000 people without power. But it is going to be a long period ahead. Keep in mind, these people lost their power since early this morning, like about 4 o'clock in the morning my time. Some people have been without power. And so it's been 12 hours. So that's a long time without electricity for many locations. Yeah, Logan, that will be part of the meeting tomorrow. Yes. Yes. You could get bring in your thoughts and stuff with that, and Easy would have to approve them and everything. Nate and Easy, even my sister, even my brother-in-law will have to approve it if it's good enough. So don't expect it to be approved and stuff. Because I'm doing this full time, so it's a big job. Yeah, definitely a lot of snow coming down in New York City right now. Connecticut, Long Island, Rhode Island. Yeah, on a single site radar, that's what we're seeing right now. It's some pretty good snowfall coming down. And that's really where most of our attention has kind of shifted, is in the Northeast where all that snow is. Since we don't have any cameras down here in the Carolinas with that freezing rain that has started this afternoon. But yeah, if you guys are new to this stream, please subscribe. It does help out the channel very much. It does help out a lot. Because I do enjoy doing this. I really do. Yeah, 14 inches of snow in one area. It's a lot of snow. That is a lot of snow. Some ice reports as well near Maryland, where there's been 0.15 inches of ice that has accumulated. Can you please look at 40 West and let me know what to expect? 40 West. What do you mean by 40 West? Please be more specific. Thank you.
I think you meant I-40.
I-40? Oh, okay. Yeah, so I-40, you're... Yeah, so I-40 going through Raleigh right now. That's where there's lot of freezing. The freezing rain has ended there, but parts of I-40 definitely getting some sleet and freezing rain. So traveling on that road is not going to be very pleasant because of how much ice has accumulated thus far over across much of the region. That's what the freezing rain discussion is all about. Very sad. Some people may not have food for a while. Yeah, I know. It is very unfortunate. This storm has been a pretty big disaster. Very, very, very big disaster. We don't know yet if it did end up being historic yet, but it definitely looks like that in some of the footage that I showed you all. We got 18 inches of snow already here in Salem, Massachusetts. Dang, 18 inches of snow. That is a lot of snowfall. And that seems... So Salem, Massachusetts... That's about right. That's what the models were indicating, that there would be about 18 inches so far at this time. And there's more snow. Look at... There is more snow coming. Still snowing in Pittsburgh. So by the time this is done, you could very well have 24 inches. Because that's 18, 19, 20. That's 6 more inches. You'll easily get 6 more inches. So getting 26 or 27 inches is a threatening number to see in that area by the time this is all said and done. That's a little over 2 feet of snowfall. That's a lot. You can play in that. You can have some fun. Make snowmen. Yeah, I'm going to have to live somewhere in the East Coast. I want to experience some snow for sure. Like, I want to live in New York. That's where I would get a lot of the snow. Or actually just go back there for a big storm. But I would want to go with someone. Maybe I can grab or steal Easy for the ride. Will you be live all night? I don't think I'll be live all night. No, because it's hard on me and it's hard on the staff team that has to do this. So the answer to that is no. I'll probably be live until about 8 or 9 o'clock tonight. Probably another 4 or 5 hours I'll be live for. Depends on the situation. Logan, what are your thoughts? Do you think I would love to live in central New York? You know, like, is there a lot to do? Like, is it great to live in central New York? I want to hear your thoughts because, you know, I am in a mindset where I don't know exactly where I want to live, but I want to live somewhere colder and further north. If I do live in central New York, that would be the equivalent of living in central, or like if I live in like Watertown, New York, that would be like the equivalent of living like in Eugene, Oregon. Pull a all-nighter. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to do that. After with what has happened last night with the whole computer crashing a couple of times, I don't think Easy would want to do another all-nighter like that. He's pretty tired, so I don't want to make it too tiring for him. And besides, we have a meeting tomorrow, so I don't think that's going to work out very well.
Yeah, I don't think. I think if I tried to stay up all night, I'd end up falling asleep on stream. That would not be good.
No. but I will be live for as long as it's needed to be. Massachusetts? Oh, okay. Yeah, I get the ocean there. That would be great. I get the ocean to go to. But yeah, there is definitely snow coming down, or freezing rain coming down in the Carolinas. Definitely in the Carolinas, there's snow. Or not snow, freezing rain and ice. But yeah, if you all are new to the channel and you are finding the content helpful, detailed, and informative, you're finding this useful, please subscribe to the channel. It really does help out a lot. New York State is very boring, though, in the winter. It is, at times, it can be. I'd probably like it for a year or two, then I'd be like, okay, I want to move somewhere else. Probably be a place to visit, though. Be a place to visit and enjoy. But yeah. But definitely a lot of snow amounts, a lot of snow accumulation. But yeah, it's pretty amazing to see this transition line very uniform. Interesting. Actually, there's more sleet now on the radar. Never thought that would happen. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Visit there first before make that decision. Hey, David, we are getting snow here in Massachusetts. There's a foot of snow already. That's what someone else was saying, that there was a foot of snow in Salem. So that's another successful report. That is close to with what we're getting on other storm reports. One area has had 9 inches of snow. So I wouldn't be surprised if there is close to a foot of snow already in some of those areas. But Salem has gotten a lot more snow, though. So between about 12 to 15 inches have already fallen in parts of Massachusetts, or most of Massachusetts at this time. Dude, bro, the storm is over already. No, it's not. Storm is not over yet. I want snow. Tashawn, I forgot. You're in California. You're somewhere across the west. I forget where you're at. You're close by, though, somewhere. Can't remember everyone's location, sadly. Oh, you're in South Carolina. Okay. Have you gotten any ice, Tashawn, in your area? Have you gotten any ice in your area? Oh, you have gone some ice. Okay. Oh boy. How much ice has accumulated there? Let's look at the storm. Yeah, we're consistently underneath. So California's not going to get anything. No rain expected anytime soon for the West. So is it over in Atlanta, Georgia? Yes, it's already over there and in the Atlanta, Georgia area. Jay. Yeah, it is. Yeah, Atlanta, Georgia, it's already over. There may be a little bit more showers moving through, but the worst is behind you. And the temperatures there are already just above freezing. So if there is any freezing rain, it's only a little bit. Oh yeah, this is where there's a lot of freezing. This is where there's a lot of ice. What's the temperature there? 32 degrees. Yeah, so this is where there was a little bit of ice. Most of the activity now well into the Carolinas. Not much about maybe less than an inch, but I'm watching the next winter storm. All models could have a winter storm right. It's too far out and models could change. Wait, you have not had an inch of ice, or have you really? Because you would have seen power outages in your area, unless you are without power. We got a quarter of an inch on the air conditioner of ice. Okay, we got a lot of slush. The backyard was slippery. Oh, you still have power. That's good. It was cold ice on the floor. Okay. I'm on central Long Island and we are getting moderate sleet and the winds are picking up. Okay, that's important. So there is sleet coming down in Long Island. Even a little bit of rain as well. So West Sayville getting a little bit of sleet. Let's go over to there. You can definitely see a little bit of sleet and the rain line. And even a little bit of freezing rain mixed in there. This is where it's mainly freezing rain and then sleet and then snow. So there is definitely sleet. If you wish, ooga booga baby. The internet went out the day before the storm. Dang, that's... Depending on what internet you have, if you have cable, then it shouldn't went out before the storm. But if you had satellite, might be a different story. We have about 10 to 12 inches of snow prior. West Sayville is 7 miles south of me. Okay, so you have had about 12 inches, almost a foot. Yeah, that makes sense because there is reports here of about 11 inches. Yeah, 11 inches. We got 10 inches, 11 inches. So that's about right. So about a foot, almost a foot of snow before the sleet started. You might transition back over to snow briefly and get maybe 1 more inch, but I think you're done with the snow for now, for the duration of this storm. But yeah, you can see that sleet or that rain moving northward. Definitely a lot of snow, though. A lot of snow. I'm concerned about freezing rain. Yeah, there is a little bit of a slice of that moving into the Long Island area. We're just going to really have to watch just how much precipitation is left as this mix moves in. Right now, if we go to our power outage map, Long Island is not seeing any. Suffolk County, only 49 people without power. It's not bad there. So we're still close to 900,000. So we're going to be watching this pretty darn closely. The extreme northeast, Auburn, Augusta, Bangor. That's where it's snowing pretty good. And then, of course, New York is that transition. It's pretty interesting, though, how thin that transition line is of the sleet, freezing rain and snow is. Definitely some pretty good, steady, heavy snow coming down, though. That is for sure. Pretty interesting. There are some gravity waves right here on Doppler radar as the stratiform precipitation moves through. Pretty cool, actually. Oh, there's a trace of ice being reported near Cumberland in southern New Jersey. About 1/100 of an inch of trace of sleet or of freezing rain has been reported there. Nothing too significant. But let's go down here further south and see if there is significant accumulation. Ooh, yeah, South Carolina. Let's see here. Lexington County. Let's see if there is. Yeah, it's all rain, actually. Wow. The transition, that rainfall. Yeah, it looks like it's all transitioning pretty much over to rain. But yeah, when it lasted, there was about 0.15 of an inch of freezing rain that has accumulated. It's really in the North Carolina areas where we are seeing the most of the freezing rain. And that's way up here. That's what we're witnessing right now on the... But interesting, this area still has freezing rain according to the map, but most of it is falling up here. That's why I like GR2 analysis, because it seems a little more accurate when it comes to painting a better picture where the freezing rain and sleet are actually. The temperature jumped from 19 to 34 in a shorter period of time. Really? Dang, that is some warmer air moving in. Let me actually confirm that. If there is actually a jump in temperatures. Yeah, no, it's in the 20s. It's in the 20s according to... Yeah, it's in the 20s over much of Long Island. There's actually offshore flow wind coming around this way. So I don't see any temperatures in the 30s. Oh, wait, there is a 30. Never mind. Yeah, there's a 31. There's a 30 right here, 31. Let's see what the temperature has done here. Oh, wow. Yeah, temperatures did jump there. Dang. Temperatures really warmed up. Oh, yeah. Definitely warmed up. Definitely warmed up big time. Yeah, so definitely some warmer air has moved in with the storm. Still snowing in New Haven, though. Still cold enough for snow. I'm in Farmingville. Oh, nice. Okay. Oh, Farmingville. Farmingdale or Ville? I think you're in Farmingville. You're probably referring to. Let's go back over to that. Oh, no, there is a Farmingville. Okay. Oh, so you're right there. Medford. You're near Medford. Okay. Dang, you're close to the radar site. Wow. Okay. Yep. You're in Farmingville. Right there. I see you. So, yeah, you're definitely getting sleet in that area. Rain is coming up into the area. Just shoveled out the generator in over one. Okay. I just shoveled out the generator in over 1 foot of snow, Connecticut. So that's another report coming in. A foot of snow has accumulated in Connecticut. So that makes perfect sense. So these storm reports, pretty darn accurate, very accurate snowfall totals. So we're at around a foot to a little over a foot in Connecticut at the moment. And you're very close to the radar site. Devlin 54. Yeah. You're close. You could literally drive to the radar site, which is like right here, is where the radar site is. That means you're getting very accurate precipitation type at the very surface. Very, very accurate. A bit of a mix right now. Claire McGloy. Okay. Is it windy in your area? Even some gravity waves. Look at this. Some gravity waves moving through that stratiform precipitation. Nope, I can see your message. Maskandant. Hey there. Welcome. It's probably the bigger streamers have a lot more people watching, so it's a lot harder to get exposure when the chat is running so fast. It happens with me too. When I try to watch big streamers out there, they don't answer me. So it's like, okay, why should I be here if my question's not being answered? So, but yeah, I see your message. 6 reported deaths in New York City.